welcome. It's been a minute since we had an interview. You know what I mean? I'm having a great time today, and we're in the backyard of Mama E's spot. You know what I mean? One of the most firest foods out here. Mommy, how you doing?
I'm blessed, man.
Blessed, yeah.
I'm highly favored and living in victory. You know, the good life.
Yeah, the good life.
Absolutely,
good life.
yeah.
What was the name Mama E brought about? Like, how'd you come up with Mama E?
Well.
And I'm sorry to cut you off, but we wanted to say Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So, well, in lieu of that, like just in saying, Happy Mother's Day, it's funny because today being Mother's Day, and my name being Mama E.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, the greatest honor that the Father God has ever given me was the gift of being a mom. And I have what I think I've always desired. I think I try to give my children what I've always desired, is it's an honor to be a mom, yes. I guess, for me. And so I've always, since having my kids, I've always been that mom.
Yes.
And I've always wanted to make sure my kids were good, even when I wasn't, in church, because I gave my life to the Lord about 16 years ago. But even before, when I was in the world,
right.
I still was very overprotective of my son. And I wanted to be, even though I was doing wrong, I wanted to protect him and make sure that he was good.
Kind of like the mother's nature, you know what I mean?
There you go. And as I matured and I grew up and I matured in the Word of God, there was just something that I guess that it makes me really, I don't know, it's just fulfilling, you know? And so, anyways, I'm the type of mom that I would, when my son was growing up, for instance, 6th grade or whatever, like my house was the house. Like,
yeah, and everybody would be over here, this would be the spot?
Yeah, it was a spot, man. And we would just, they already knew they were going to come home to, home cooked food.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so it was that kind of spot. Like,
man.
We had the snacks on deck.
Yes.
Mom was in the kitchen hooking it up. And, we didn't have a lot back then. But if it was sopitas, and beans and tortillas, like, they were just super grateful. And so...
Yeah, for anything, what I mean? Especially when it's homemade, you can feel the love in the food.
Yes, there you go. And so, Mama E's just was brought up like that. My son actually... everybody would call me, like, Mama E, like just calling me like that because of the motherly nature
so
or whatever.
It became like a nickname almost.
Yeah. And so in that, I just chose the name. Like, I need something like the dynamic of the truck and the heart of the truck was like that. Like, I want it to be homemade. I want it to be like, like something that a mother makes, I mean, not all moms cook, but, the ones that do.
Yeah,
like, I guess I related it to, like, old school grandma.
Yeah.
But I'm not a grandma.
Yeah.
Say it again.
There
you go. There you go, man.
And so that was going to...
So when you think of that, what do you think of?
Yeah, man, home cooked meal, you know what I mean? Especially them homemade tortillas and everything. That's the main thing, the tortillas is where it's at. So, like, my question is your knowledge of cooking, does it stem from your grandma and your mom, or did you kind of pick it up on the way of like just living life and just trying to, just feed your children?
Yeah, I never got taught.
Word.
Yeah. Word. So it was definitely the Father, because I wasn't. It was all. I'm gonna always give all the glory to God.
No, for sure.
I wasn't. I definitely wasn't. But I've always liked food. Again, you cannot tell. You know what I'm saying? You just can't tell. But I've always had this like thing for like good food. Like I could, and I'm really picky, believe it or not. And so like I would just like, dang, that looked good, but I bet it could use a little bit of woo whatever. And I would just come home and I would just like. Yeah.
So instantly you just already had the palate for like knowing what it needed to.
Yeah, man.
Man. Okay, so can you really talk to me about like the transition from being called Mama E, to learning your love of cooking, to actually making this the business, the truck, more so the food truck, but same sense.
So, long story short, I honestly started making food out of my house and hustling plates because we didn't have no money. Like, I mean, we had enough money to pay bills. And I've always been a hustler, and I know I could be 100% raw with, you guys and the audience. Y'all know I don't care, never have cared what people think. I'm just going to be very transparent.
Right.
Before I started going to church, my hustle was way different. It was the street hustle. So I sold dope. I sold other things other than dope, And I always just wanted to make sure that my kid was taken care of.
Yeah.
And
by any means necessary.
Exactly. And even if that wasn't right. But, you know, again, like I said, in surrendering to the Father, I just knew there was something more. And in doing that, I had to let go of all the money that came out from the outside.
Ooh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? And when you do that, at least you know you're going to get fed. At least you know your bills are going to get paid.
Yes.
And when I said, you know, the change of life, and I was just like, I'm done, I was really done.
Right.
And so now you're like, you really have to trust the Father, you know?
Yeah.
And so that's what I did.
Leading by faith, huh? Walking by faith, too.
Boy.
Yeah.
And so I got me a little part-time job at the church, actually helping them build their cafe. And when it first started, and some people asked me, man, they just said, it's super funny. The story is like, it was some white people, okay? And so she was like, hey, Emily, I had actually like cooked food. I actually volunteer for 3 years a food truck at our church, and the proceeds would go back into the church, you know?
Word, okay.
So God already had me set up, which I didn't know. So I knew how to run the entire food truck, do a crew, you know what I'm saying? Order the food. I didn't even know that I was going to get a food truck. At that time, my heart was just be obedient to what he's told you to do and be diligent over running their food truck for the church. So in doing that, people were tasting my food, and this lady, and I just got to say this, it was hilarious. She was, I mean, like the whitest of white, okay? You can tell I'm not, okay? Yep. We're Southside Mexican, right? So she's like, Emily, we work so much, and, you know, I really wanted to see, like, if I could buy some food from you. And I'm like, what? And this is where it stemmed out of. It's just like, it grew, and I was just like, I don't make, like, white people food. At that time, I mean, I would make stuff for here, but, I mean, it's mainly Mexican food. And she was just like, no, we want to eat anything that you make. Like, your food is just good. We just want to eat anything. So I was like, well, when I make dinner, I'm not going to charge you. When I make dinner, you know, I'll hit you up and I'll make a couple extra plates for you and your husband. And they were very established people. They had money, basically. And they wanted my food. And so I made dinner one day, and I called her and I just said, hey girl, I'm making dinner and I have some plates for you. And she was like, oh my God, are you serious? And I'm like, yes. She's like, okay, I'm on my way. They came to the house. Now, mind you, they live on the north side. I'm on the south side. Dogs barking at them. You know what I'm saying?
Whole different kind of culture in a sense.
I mean, it's hood over here. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, my neighbors are good people. Like, there's no like drama or nothing. You know what I'm saying? But people look at the south side a little bit.
Just the environment.
There you go.
Yeah, I feel it.
So I'm like, come in, you know, and she comes in, and of course, you know, my lifestyle and her lifestyle are completely opposite. But she was so respectful, and she was just so grateful. And she left me $25. And I was like, no. She was like, that's the least you can let me, you know, give you. Whatever. Well, that $25 actually paid for the whole meal because it was Mexican food, you know. It's not as expensive. And so she hit me up that night and was like, this was freaking amazing, and just went on about how great it was and how much basically it blessed them because they didn't have to. They were so tired of going out to eat. So then the next 2 days, she was like, could we get another meal? So then it just was like 3 times a week, led to 5 times a week, led to, she told all her white people friends.
Oh, I told you, Favian, that's what I did. I'm sorry, man. I'm breaking fourth wall out here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's all good.
It's just like, I always say that in order for you to go past that level of success, you need to build that bridge between, you know what I mean, people of color and white people. And I feel like it's a bridge that needs to be built in order for us to succeed.
I agree 110%, man.
It's just beautiful.
And let me tell you, they backed me. Their word of mouth, you know, and their love for me, for the Lord, and just like trying to help people do right, you know. And I think honestly, it wasn't so much they didn't ever think I was gonna have a food truck. They honestly loved the food. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't make me feel any less because I live on the south. You know what I'm saying? And they came from the north. You know what I mean? They just liked the food. And so within a month's time or less, I had like 30 people selling plates. Like, I was slinging straight up. Like, you would have thought I was selling dope because cars were, come 4 o'clock, cars were just they were in and out. It was in and out all till like
At 4 o'clock, people getting off work. And you know what I mean. They ain't trying to come home and cook for the kids.
And they didn't have to. And I made it super easy for them. And it was all homemade. I mean, they would come in my house. I'd have my muumuu on. I'd have my hair pulled back. You know, whatever. But I'm like in mom mode.
What's a muumuu?
A muumuu is it's just a. Say it again.
Is it the knits?
No. A muumuu is just like a big old long like nightgown dress kind of almost thing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just
No,
what we call
no,
it.
that's
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You know what grandma? Do you like a grandma or mom?
In our house code, whatever.
There you go. Yeah. But this is like a t-shirt kind of whatever.
They call them nightgowns. Yeah, they call them yeah. But I never heard her call them muumuus. That's cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So after that, you were just having this traffic on traffic coming from.
Oh yeah, it was too much even for me to start. I couldn't keep up within my kitchen because by then, I mean, rolling around within maybe 4 or 5 months, I had to hire 2 girls to help me start plating, and then we started delivering, and it was about 50 plates by then. So, 50, I was charging at that time $10 a plate. I was making $500 a day. I mean, my food costs, of course, but I was at least being able to pocket after paying my food cost and my workers. I was still pocketing sometimes $150 a day, and for me, that was money.
Exactly, the stuff
that was money.
You got it made because that can help keep you going, keep the food. Because the kids are already fed at that point in time. So I thought you didn't about.
So that even the food, I was able to feed my family for free, basically. You know what I'm saying?
So that cost is already eliminated. So you're pretty much worrying about electricity and after that. So at that point in time, you at the house. What made you like, all right, it's time for me to go ahead and boss it up and get these on the wheels?
Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
'Cause you're excited for me right now, right?
Yeah, come on.
All right.
The story is real.
So I'm going to tell you what made me actually step out in faith. And it was a hater.
You hear that? Say that one more time for us, mommy. Who was it again?
What made me step out, what pushed me off the edge of, because, growing up in poverty, growing up, lower class, growing up with no education, growing up with the single mom, you know what I'm saying? My dad had passed away, and I just had a bunch of stuff that happened to me. I had a bunch of trauma in my life as a young child. You really don't really have, how can I say this? You really don't have like a self-worth, self-value. You're used to seeing people, smoking weed at a really early age or doing dope or selling drugs was super, it was just what we did. It was normal. It was almost natural. It was weird that is normal, but it shouldn't be. But that's what I knew. So I didn't have any self-value. I didn't think I was worthy. I didn't think I was smart. I didn't think I would ever, make money like that. I didn't ever think that I could accomplish or even with I finished 9th grade only. Never in my wildest dreams would I think I could be a business owner. To me, that was too far-fetched. That was for the white people. That was for the people that were already rich. You know what I'm saying? Like, who's going to give that to me? We're poor. You know what I'm saying? How do you even start a business? Whatever. So I never jumped off that. My mind never even fathomed the thought of me being able to be a business owner. I was just, complacent, basically. Yeah. This is what we do. And I would just hustle as far as I could get. If I made $100 that day, if I made $50 that day, praise the Lord, and we just keep going. But it wasn't in my mind like, go more. There's more for you. There's more. There's more. It was never like that until I got basically thrown off the edge, and I only had 2 choices, and I was doing so well. I had made a Facebook page, and actually it was called Mama E's Plates to Go.
Was what it was. Plates to go.
Plates to go. Okay. Because you just come and pick up a plate and you gotta go.
Yeah.
You gotta go. And with that, someone called. This is the honest to God truth. Right. The Lord knows. I didn't know you could get in trouble for selling food. I wasn't educated about that kind of stuff, so I didn't know. Everybody was selling tamales on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was selling.
It's the norm.
So I didn't think I could get in trouble. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I did it. But apparently you can, and I did. And someone called, actually didn't even call Hobbs. The person that hated on me, went over the Hobbs off his head and went to Santa Fe. Yeah. And the Hobbs office told me the whole dip. And she was like even so good to me. She just said, I can't go. I don't want to go to your job and have to serve you papers, because you literally get served papers. Yeah. She said, I'm going to take it to your house. And I said, okay. And in that moment, everything came crashing down. Like, I was just like, I suck. Like, God, I can never, like, here I am, I've changed my life. I'm trying to, in that moment, I was a victim mentality. And I was just like, people suck. Like, I'm constantly blessing people. I'm constantly trying to help people. I'm doing so much better. I'm a better mom now. Like, all these things, you know, that didn't even matter. The person that did that to me wasn't thinking of those things, but they all just came tumbling in my head. And in that moment, it was just like what the world kind of tells people like me. Like, you're going to be a welfare baby, you know, you're going to be, your kids are going to be poor, you're going to be poor. It's just what it is, you know, and you're not educated, and you don't have backup like that, and you don't have anybody to help you, and you're dumb. And everything that you could possibly think is basically what I thought of in those moments, and especially then when it was like, you're shut down now.
Yeah, you really started internalizing.
Yeah, because it was growing, and it was so good, and I was so excited, you know? And I was just like, dang, I never thought that, dang, how many orders do we have today? 42? Okay, we only have 8 more, and then we're gonna be sold out. So I was getting sold out daily, you know? And I was able to tithe at church. I was able to give offerings at church. I was able to help children at church that didn't have parents, you know, or whatever. I was able to give back to do things in the community that I hadn't been ever able to do because I didn't have the finances to do them. And then it was just like bombarded, like just a big bomb, like, you're done, you know? You're done.
Kind of
and
like
so
a Job, almost a relation, huh? How God took everything from Job, and then after that, it's like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah. But it definitely wasn't God who took from me. It was just, you know, envy and hate and just people. This shit, you can't help that. I could be as good. I mean, Jesus was greatest. You know, he was love, walking on the earth. He was love, and they did him dusty. So I mean, you know. But in that moment, I didn't see it like that. I was just hurt, man. I cried so hard. I was hurt, and I was just like, I'm done. Like, I'm just gonna keep working, and then we're gonna live paycheck to paycheck, and thank God for my husband because, you know, he's the one who pays all the bills, you know. And we're not going to get to go on vacation because we'd never been on vacations, you know. Right. I was barely starting to save up, you know, to at least try, you know, to at least take my kids somewhere. So at that moment, I was just like, kind of like, I let the rain really stop the parade. Yeah. And then that was it for probably maybe a couple weeks. And I just told everybody on Facebook, like, hey, I can't, you know, do it anymore. And it was so crazy that the people on Facebook was like, for real, going to war for me. They were heated. They were, oh man, all the words I wanted to say, they were saying them. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So every time you see something, you was like, oh, what? Oh.
I mean, people were offering me, like, people were saying, you know, what can we do to help you? I mean, Facebook, I know it sounds corny, but Facebook friends, they become family, and they really do lift you up, and they really do encourage you. You know, there really is love, out there.
Their love, yeah.
And I felt all the love, man, and people were praying for me, and people were cussing for me. You know, they were pissed. They were like, find out who it is, you know, and they were upset. You know, even the environmental, even the health office people. They you know, they knew that I did so much good for people, you know. Exactly. They were upset about that, but they had to do their job, you know.
Damn.
So I think that in that moment, I'm gonna say probably in the next couple weeks, I only had one choice. I sat down with the Father God, and I looked at the options that were in front of me, and they weren't really great. Right. Because in that moment, and I can tell you, my husband can tell you, we probably had like $3 in our account. Oh, yeah. I mean, our bills were paid, our mortgage is paid, you know what I'm saying? But financially, our credit sucked. We were young, and we were so irresponsible. So I didn't even have credit. His credit was whack. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, who's going to help me? Exactly. Who's fixing to help me because I'm a good person? They don't do that. You know, like, it don't matter how good. No, there's no handouts. Exactly. And so in that moment, I just sat down with the Father, and I just said, like, I don't have anything. Like, the same time when I gave my life to you, God, like, I suck, and I've made a mess. You know, when I gave my life to him, that's exactly what I told him. And you're my only hope. So, you know, help me. And it was kind of the same scenario. It was just like, I don't know what else to do. I've been trying to be faithful and do good and hustle legit. Mm-hmm. No crooked stuff anymore, because that's all I've ever known.
Clean money.
This is clean money, you know, like, I don't know what else to do, Lord. If this isn't for me, if this was just for a season, show me. And I just surrendered, and I surrendered every emotion. I was angry, I was bitter, I was hurt, felt betrayal, I felt just upset, you know. And then I just started. People started telling me, "Hey, girl, you should get a food truck. Hey, girl, you should get a food truck. Come check out this food truck." And it was a little exciting for me, you know. People on Facebook were. And I prayed, and the Father said, "Go look." I felt peace to go look. And I looked at about 5, bro. And when I would go in the food trucks, they were like, you know, this is a good deal, blah, 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 whatever. And we're talking about $20,000 and $30,000.
Oh.
Do you remember how much I said I had in my bank account?
$3.
$3. So how you get 30,000, you know what I'm saying, from 3? It's impossible.
It really is. 30,000 is a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. 20,000. Man, $100 was a lot.
Hell yeah.
When you got $3, you know what I'm saying?
That's a lot of money for real.
$20,000.
Yeah. So I would, every time I'd go, they would tell me what it was, and I would pray in the truck, and I'd say, Father God, if this is for me, make it happen. If it's not, Father, I came to the point where I felt like I was pushed to that point. And now before, when I was making a little bit of money, I didn't solely just depend on God. So it kind of almost, the hater helped me. I know it sounds weird, but it actually helped me refocus. And I went to the Father God, and I just said, like, I want what you want from me. I want your desires. I don't want money more than I want you. I don't want a business more than I want you. I don't want to cook food more than I want you. I want what you want from me. So whatever you want from me, I'm game. And if it's not this,
right,
I'm gonna be humble. I'm gonna be okay.
Right.
I'm not gonna trip. I'm not gonna be angry no more. I'm gonna forgive them people that did this to me. I love you. You know, like, you're all I have, Father. I've already been through the trenches, you know? Nothing can get worse than this.
Really
I have my kids, they're healthy, you know, and I'm just gonna keep it real. I already had a daughter who died. So I was very humble, like, you know, like, I had to look at things from a point of just being grateful, even when you don't have the most. Because I think sometimes we get hung up on just like wanting material things and if we don't have it, then we don't feel like we're blessed, and blessings are not that, you know. And so it just put me in a place of, you know, just focused and more humble, and it was cloudy, I'm not gonna lie, and even in that time it was cloudy and it felt like the storm was all on me. And then just like it does with the weather, the clouds moved and the sun shines again, you know. And he made a way for me. And probably after my 5th truck, I was like, I'm done. I don't want to look at food trucks no more.
Yeah.
I'm getting myself excited. And I got a call from one of my cousins. And I don't know if y'all know him or not. I've never told anybody in public either. But do y'all know Horse?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Beto Aranda?
Yeah. So his wife actually called me, Christina. And she said, hey, girl, you're not going to believe this. And I'm like, what? She's like, my mom knows this guy who owns a food truck, and he's selling it. And I'm like, okay, yeah, you know, that's cool, whatever. And she's like, come on, we're going to take you to go see it. And I'm just like, you know, I was already turned off because all the other trucks. $20,000. I didn't know how much a truck was, so, you know, when I went. So I went to go see this truck, and it was all white. It was way out in the Denver City Highway. It was kind of wrecked in the front.
Dang.
It was all white, and I was just like, when we rolled up, it's going to sound crazy, but it was like, you know, like on the movies, was,
yeah, like the choir and everything.
Sun rays.
Yeah,
it was like,
lights shining. Oh, exactly. Yes, that's what it was when you seen that.
I just saw it, and I was like,
where have you been?
Beautiful. And my cousins were like, yeah, it's all right. It probably needs some more. And I was just like, so nice.
Yeah, like it's like, oh,
yeah.
It's like no, where in your mind's like, oh, yeah. Exactly, right.
So we got off.
Man, shout out Horse.
Checked it out. The owner came, and he's a lawyer. He's actually a lawyer here, and he had bought it to just flip it to make money, but it didn't work out with the chef that he got. Blah blah whatever. So he just wanted to get rid of it, and the price was still crazy. They're expensive, man. They're expensive. So the price was crazy, and I'm like, what do you say? You know, you got a big old lawyer businessman in front of you. You're like, okay, well, I'm gonna think about it. Let you know. I'll get back to you.
I'll get back with you. Yes.
Hey, knowing dang well all I had was probably less than $3 now. Do you know what I mean?
I'm coming back to you.
Yeah, but what do you say? You know what I'm saying? You're like,
thank you for the
okay.
opportunity. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Like, I will be back.
You've done it before, right?
Oh yeah, multiple times. It's easy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like that, and my cousin Horse comes back, and he's like, all right, cuz, if y'all know him, he's like, all right, cuz, what do you think? What do you think, cuz? And I'm like, it's beautiful. He's like, do you see yourself in here, though? And I'm like, I do. I said, but you know, with the price that he gave us, I'm just going to have to pray, cuz. I said, and I'm going to have to go, pray. And if the Father leads me to go to the bank or get a loan, I don't know how he's going to do it. I just know that I trust him. I don't know. Well, while we're there, that man's phone's blowing up. And it's people that want to come see the truck. They're like, I got cash in hand. How much is it? On the phone. And I didn't even it's almost like a nail biter. Like,
what?
It's like, God, come on, hurry fast. But I didn't do that. I just said, it is what it is. So he was like, well, check it out, cuz see if you like everything here. And I'm just like, it was old and dusty. There was nothing shiny in there, but for me, it was like, I could see. Yeah. I could see a vision, I could see me.
And they're
People are just flipping. Exactly.
Flipping.
Yeah, I could just see that. And so he went outside, he talked to him. I stayed in there and I just prayed. I pray a lot. I try,
That's the way you got to talk to God. You know what I mean?
And it's just like he's my best friend. I said, okay, Lord, put my hands out. Okay, Lord, you see it. If it's for me, I trust you. I trust you, God. And not even 10 minutes later, my cousin comes back and he's like, so what do you think, cousin? I'm just like, I mean, it's like I said, it's nice. I like it, blah, blah. He was like, he just went down another, maybe like 5K. He just kept coming down. And I was like, still wasn't nothing in my budget.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it $2.95?
Yeah.
Sold.
Let me know when it's damn near free and we can go ahead and I'll be right there. Let me know when I can pull off in that mode and I'll be right there. Man, no, continue, mama. Don't hold me down because you're holding me back. You give me suspense. I'm like, continue.
So we just went back and forth, and he told. Now my cousin Horace, he's a believer, but he doesn't go to church, So it wasn't like he was somebody from the church who knew what to tell me. Mm-hmm. He was just my cousin, right? And he loves the Lord, but he's just my cousin. Man, the Father will use anybody, you know that, right? So Horace is talking to me, and he just looked at me. It's me and him inside the truck. I think his wife was in there with us.
Yeah.
He looked at me, and he said, "You want it, cuz?" I was like, "I do, man, but I want what the Lord wants for me." He was like, "He wants it for you." And I'm really trying not to get emotional right now because it is very emotional, And I just said, I know. And mind you, nobody knew the thoughts that I was having. Nobody knew what I was, when nobody was around, what my thoughts were, how my feelings were, what I was going through, the darkness or whatever I was going through. Nobody knew that because I had never voiced it to anybody. Right. Only my dad, God, knew. Only him. And so he just looked at me and he said, "Because I believe in you." And I was all like, I just looked at me, he was like, "I got the cash. I'm gonna get it for you." He was like, "And I don't want to be a partner with you. I don't want no interest." He said, "I don't even know if I'm supposed to be saying this." Listen, he said, "No interest." He said, "I'm giving you some exclusive stuff."
Man.
He said, "I don't want no free food." And he looked at me in my eyes and he said, "I believe in you." Man, do you know for someone who has come from not really, never hearing that, never having that, especially not feeling that, for somebody else to tell you, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what the Father was trying to tell me, is that he believed in me. He believed what he had already put in me. I just had to receive that. I just had to go out and jump in faith and say, no, I can be a businesswoman. I can do something different with my life. I can own it. I can. Because my God walks on gold. But because my bank account says something, you know what I'm saying? My head's trying to say the same thing.
You feel like we're walking on something else.
Exactly.
Amen.
On coals. Mm-hmm. Hot ones.
I feel
and
it.
So, I was just like, I was literally like, okay, maybe he's just saying it. Like, I believed him, but I didn't really believe him because, you know what I'm saying? Because even family burns you.
Family.
Don't be the one.
They'll be the one to burn you quicker than anybody else.
It be your own people. So I didn't know. I mean, he had never done that. He had never burned me or anything, but just the thought of like, that's a lot of money. Like, come on, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Well, that was a Tuesday. And the next day was Wednesday. I went to church. And when I came home from church, that food truck was parked in my front yard.
That's crazy.
The food truck was parked in my front yard.
What was your feeling when you
Right in your
pulled
front
up?
yard, just right there?
Right where it's at right now.
Man.
Just posted, white. Looked like, I'm telling you, looked like Jesus had literally, looked like the Lord had, when I drove, you're asking when I drove home from church?
Yeah, man.
It was nighttime. But boy, that thing was shining brighter than a diamond. It looked like the Lord himself had opened the heavens and just put that diamond right there, you know?
Right.
I cried. I sat on the porch And I cried, ugly boogers, ugly cried. And I just kept telling the Father, like, thank you, I'm not even worthy, and you still want to bless me. Like, I'm not even no good. Do you know what I'm saying? And you still love me. And then it was on after that. My everything was just, I was just so overwhelmed. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna make? Where am I gonna park?
Yeah.
How do you work it? Like, I didn't know anything. I mean, I've only worked for other people in other restaurants, and
right.
I never had my own stuff, you know? So I was just like, I don't know how many times I walked in there, sat in there, I'd be sweating hot. I mean, I would just sit in there and just
think.
Just vision, you know? And just think to myself, like, I don't even know how this happened. Like, how did this even happen, you know? And that's how I got the food truck.
Right.
And then the name was, well, of course, I was like, you know, again, I was just thinking, and, you know, what can it be? And I just want people to know. And it was the main thing was I want people to know they're loved. Like, even before the food, I guess for myself, it's been that I've craved that. Do you know what I'm saying? And the Father's love is like no other. And I don't care how many times you mess up. I don't care if you're a hoe. I don't care if you smoke weed. I don't care if you drink. I don't care if you do drugs. I don't care if you left your children. I don't care if you've aborted. Like, the Father's love for me is the same that it would be for anybody else like that. You know what I'm saying? And I think unconditional, yeah. And I think for me, I didn't know that love, so now I just want everybody to know that love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Wow, so you kind of incorporate that love in your food and just add the aura of what you do in the business.
Yeah. So I thought, you know, of course, Mama, my name's Emily, so the E came from that. And then the slogan is, my son came up with that, and he said, where you can taste the love in the grub. Wasn't that catchy?
That's catchy. That's a bar.
It was a bar. He used to rap.
Word? Okay, now I ain't gonna take it no more. He was a rapper, you know. I'm not gonna take it. Man, you wanna ask Mama eat something, bro?
How long have you had your food truck for?
Actually, this June will be 4 years.
Golly.
That's crazy.
Yeah, 4 years.
What was your best moment out of those 4 years, and what was your worst moment of those 4 years? If you can, I know you have a lot of moments. Just whatever
best moment.
Just first pop into your mind.
Probably my best moment ever in the food truck is when we opened and my kids got to see that. Just to be able to prove it to my children, like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. That you can be better, and that you can definitely do.
Like,
whatever.
I'm gonna go hard. I'm gonna be the mom that the Father called me to be. I am gonna be successful because I serve a good God. You know?
Oh, you give me goosebumps because I feel like there's a lot of mothers that's, you know, because I think you being from where you're from, there's mothers that are in your exact same shoes that had went a route that couldn't get themselves out of here, but hopefully hearing this message can bring them out of that dark place to where they can probably do something that their talents are in. You know what I mean? Because cooking may not be their strong suit, like we said, and not all women can cook, but they can probably sew.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They can probably
do nails,
you know what I mean?
do makeup,
all of it.
You know
what I mean? For real.
Yeah.
Everything is made for.
I think that's gonna be the best. The best for me is seeing my kids watch me succeed and watch me, you know, win, have victories over and over and over. It's not just one; it's multiple. Constantly, you know, they get to see me in the victories, you know.
Okay, so what were you saying?
The worst
one.
Yeah. Oh, the worst, man, the worst.
And just the food truck alone, cause
just the food truck.
Yeah, I'm interested in that.
Okay, I'm gonna be, I'm gonna be real. Okay.
Yeah.
So before, we're gonna say BC. Before Christ.
Before Christ. Okay. Yeah.
They couldn't talk to me crazy. Mama E was not Mama E.
Word.
Yeah.
You was gangster E. You was gangster E.
It was on and popping.
Yeah.
So when people would come at me a certain way, I was very short fused. So I'm like, what'd you say? Like, very, you know, like very dominant, because I wasn't protected. So I'm very overprotective over things like what? Like, you know, like I went to jail a lot for fighting and stuff like that. And so I think the worst for me was the first time I had an encounter with a customer who was just ugly, just really rude. And I've dealt with customer service all the time, but it wasn't my business. Yeah. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I had to really fight not trying to call her out of her name, or even I had to literally. That was the worst feeling for me because it was a fight within myself. So it was a growing thing, but it was the worst thing for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'd come so far, and I was like, don't. Like, she deserves to get snatched up right now, or at least told, like, who do you think you are? But who do you think I am? But I think that was the worst for me because I went through like it was fighting yourself, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, that was probably the worst.
So that more like that internal battle of like, oh, I want to go ahead and go back to my old Mama E. But
when you have a business, to be able to succeed, you have to conquer things like that. You can't just let one person slip you up, trip you up, or one bad review put you in the hole, or somebody say, oh, well, you didn't take pictures good enough, or the video was something, or the food was too salty. Like, you can't do that. You have to continue to conquer all the time. And for me, in that moment, it was like the worst because I was like, it was deep for me, you know?
Facts. No, most definitely.
But I smiled.
Yes.
Got her little food.
Yes.
Even gave her money back. Thank you so much. God bless you. Now, I ain't gonna lie, see, I didn't cuss when she left.
Yeah, I knew afterwards. You was like, whoa.
Because when she left, she was everything but.
Yes. But like, you was able to hold your composure.
I did.
For like, however long that lasted, 30 seconds.
It was bad though. It made me feel really bad. It made me feel,
The fact that you felt that way during that moment.
it was horrible. Yeah, right. It was horrible.
So like,
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Would you rather fight 100 sized ducks or one horse-sized duck?
One horse-sized duck, easy.
Instead of 100
easy.
duck-sized horses.
Yeah.
Why is that?
It's that one hitter quitter.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? That's right. You're right about that.
There's too many. All those is too many, and it becomes, too crazy. When you get a bunch of little ones, it's more work. It's just like David and Goliath. Right. I go back to the Bible.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
What did he do? Was it a bunch of people that he fought in a war, or was it one? You know what I'm saying? He fought one giant, and with that one rock, he was gone. So.
I like the way you think. I like
yeah. You vibing with me, huh? You vibing. All right.
Yeah.
What's your most favorite food, like, you've sold? Like, what's the most, like, good?
I like loaded everything. So I like my stuff to be, like, extra loaded. Like, I don't like just, like, regular. Like, I like the loaded fries. Those hit hard here. So I like loaded buffalo chicken ranch fries. I like loaded street taco fries. I like loaded cheeseburger fries. Loaded pizza fries. Like, I like it just to look like, I like big loaded. Stuff that we're not.
What would you say what's the most popular item that customers we get?
Stupid birria tacos.
Birria tacos?
Man, I hate them, man. I haven't even cooked them in like a year.
Mom loves those.
Does she? Yeah, man.
She tries to fight.
Yeah. The lines behind them are just people wrecked. I mean, I have video footage. I'm gonna have to give that to y'all so y'all can check it out.
Please.
I mean, I had an RV in the line because people waited for hours for birria tacos. It's insane. I'm like, these are birria tacos. But, I hate them. But they.
Because you don't make them so much. I feel like you don't make them.
No, because it's too crazy. Like, can I just get like 60 customers? No, it's insane. It's like 200 customers, and it's 4 tacos behind 200 customers. Do the math. How many tacos? 800. It's insane. It doesn't make no sense.
Wow, and you're just making straight tacos like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's horrible. Man. And it's hot in there. It's just, yeah. But that's our number one biggest seller. After that, it's going to be our loaded fries and our loaded desserts.
Okay.
What do you think the kids like the most? Like, what do you have for the kids that like?
They love the desserts. Funnel cake fries, strawberry, fruity pebble. I like sweet, so I get excited with the desserts. Have you ever had anything from me?
I have never had any.
What the heck? I am appalled. What? Baby, I'm finna have to really cater to you, Nate.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to hook you up, Mama East Town. Next time that I'm open, it's gonna be on and popping.
Yes, ma'am.
Nate.
Make sure to keep a lookout.
This Saturday, I'm having a pop-up. This Saturday, you come, you're eating whatever you want off the menu
make sure to
for
come.
free.
So now you just pop up when you need to and just go in there and so you a real superstar out here. You just gotta pop up in the air.
You ain't gotta say that.
Man, no, that's the way you just say. The way you say, you like, I'll pop up on Saturday and then I'm gonna let you know it's gonna be on and popping. I feel like that's good though, cause like at this point in time, like tell me what is the life of Mama E's after being from selling plates out the crib to where you're at? What is life like now? Like,
well, I'm 2 trucks in now.
okay,
I got to buy my second truck, cash money.
What?
Cash money. Racks on racks, stacks on racks.
And you keep in mind, y'all remember how much them food trucks will cost you. You know what I mean?
Hey, check this out. So we went to San Antonio and I got the truck. My husband was just like, "You gonna buy it all cash? Because you can finance it." And I was like, "No financing, no credit, no nothing. I'm paying it cash." And this is so funny because I'm walking into a business. Because you could never take the hood out of me.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You could never. I walked in there with a big old Ziploc, cuz. Wrapped in rubber bands. Wow. Like I was trapping.
Man, I bet you they were like.
They did. She was like, "Oh, this is." I said, "Yeah," and I just pushed it up, excited. I was proud, boy. Thank you, Lord. I said, "It's all of it."
There's
We don't want. There's not gonna be no balance. It's gonna be zero balance.
Keep the change.
Yeah. So we went ahead and bought food truck number 1. Paid itself off before the year.
Right. Wow.
And then food truck number 1 paid itself off, and food truck number 1 bought food truck number 2. Yeah. And then right now we're actually partnered up with Nathan Luna.
Okay.
And he owns the 3rd truck.
Wow.
And so because we're so busy and we go out on location and stuff, I actually contract that truck out. It's like 2.5 trucks now.
Wow, so 2.5 truck. Wow.
Yeah.
So, are you located strictly in Hobbs? Do you feel like you're gonna try to expand that to another city?
We did go to Clovis for a while.
Okay.
We did that for a couple months, but it's just how can I say this? Sometimes you don't. Sometimes just you got to be there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's like if you wanted to go see the LA Lakers, you got to go to California.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There you go.
If you want to go to Disney,
like that.
if you want to go to Disneyland or Disney World, you got to
go there.
Yeah. That's something that Diamond Rising is always talking about when we trying to do our stuff. That's why we do what we do, because everybody here, you know what I mean? This is why we call it the backyard story, because the philosophy is Hobbs is the backyard of Hollywood. You know what I mean?
That's so good. I like it.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Favian Navarro for me, you know what I mean, for his bright mind on that. But that's really the story behind it, and that's true. Because when you think about it, everything they got, we got too. You know what I mean? And it's authentic.
That's so good.
It's authentic. Everything.
That's good. That's powerful, actually.
So like, instead of having to go outwards to get people to come in there, let's make them come to us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And let's bring that culture in, and they'll come to get that whole experience. You know what I mean? Because eventually, they're gonna have to pay a good ticket to come see us.
Yeah.
Just because of where they're at, for real.
Yeah.
And that's the kind
That's where we're established at, man.
Yes.
That's where it's at. You want Mama E's?
Yes.
Come to Hobbs, New Mexico.
Come to Hobbs, New Mexico. And like, for real, that right there will force people to come down to Hobbs, New Mexico.
Yeah.
There's only certain places in New Orleans and Louisiana and New York.
We go.
Coming everywhere. Boom,
Exactly.
boom, boom.
For real. And that right there will draw people to actually come mess with us.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Come mess with the culture.
That's facts, man. Facts, absolutely. Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
So you were talking about earlier that you wish you was able to do events and everything like that. Like, what kind of events do you get involved with nowadays with your food truck and with your business?
So the big thing that we started a couple years ago is called the Bless Back, and that is my signature of what I do. The Bless Back is to be able to bless back.
Okay.
I don't care if you're there. There's no prejudice in what side of town you live on. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
So the Bless Back is for Southsiders, like it is for the Northsiders.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's how the Father is, right?
Yes.
Just because they got a lot of money don't mean that they still can be blessed.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
So the Bless Back is not only for me to glorify the Father, but it actually is, it allows other businesses, and not just businesses, people in general, to be able to give back. Because in that, when you sow, you reap, man.
Yes.
And this is good seed. When you sow with Mama E's, you're sowing on good ground, man.
Amen.
It's coming back,
Yes.
100-fold.
Yes.
I'm not going for 30 and 60. I'm going 100-fold. It's coming back.
Yes. And
You know what I'm saying?
That's 100. Like, y'all listen to the stories about how she got a truck that paid for itself and another truck. That's just that's a testimony that, like,
That's crazy.
the money that you put in, you know what I mean, that your cousin blessed you with, it comes back for it. You know what I mean? It grows. That's a seed. That's a planted.
That's
Like,
it.
First you had $3 in this whole entire. You came a
Yeah,
long
starting
way.
at $3.
Yeah.
Now she had 30
Now
racks.
look at all that money.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Man.
I mean it's facts, and so
Right.
so what it's doing now is that, first of all, we started the Bless Back, and we
Yes.
still do that, and so we started that on our own. So we would pay for all the food, and then we would bless back wherever we needed, wherever we felt led. Whether it's kids have my heart though. So I'm all about the kids. I'm gonna tell y'all, I love y'all adults, but not like I love the
So
kids.
like, what would you do special for the kids usually for Mama E?
So we just do this is my 3rd annual, I think. The first, my what's it called? My 1-year anniversary. We gave over 100 bikes for free.
What?
We gave away TVs, scooters. We gave away over 300 meals for free for kids and adults. We had games there, but now a lot of people from the community came together and they helped me do this. We had laser tag mazes. We had it was insane. We had over like $3,000 in cash that we gave in prizes. So that was for the first, that was for my anniversary. And then we've done every summer we do a summer bash, but every spring break Mama E's does a spring break picnic at the park for the kids and their families, and it's here on the south side, Heiser Park.
Heiser Park, yeah.
I'm representing Heiser.
Yeah, man.
Heiser Hornets. Y'all know what it is.
That's
And so we feed, and you can come from the north side, it doesn't matter, but this is the part that we utilize. And we have fed, the first year was 150, the second year and the third year was 300, and this year we fed 600 kids. And not only just gave them food, okay, we gave them snack bags to take home full of like the goodies. Free snow cones, free desserts, free drinks. The Hobbs fire department comes out and wets them.
Yeah.
Free jumpers. And now these are all people from the community that give back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I wish I had my phone because I'd be shouting them out all day. But there's different people in the community that have businesses, and some people that don't even have businesses that says, "Hey, Mama E, I got $50. I really want to give it to them.
Right.
You can give me $50, and we're gonna put it right."
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
It goes right into
yeah,
it.
Yeah, and people trust me, and they know. If I was using all that money, we sure wouldn't be on the south side. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
It comes from my hand to the Father's hand.
Right.
My hand to wherever blessing it's supposed to go to. And so, yeah, people will give me $100. Some people will give me $1,000. And whatever they give me, we sow it back into the children and into their parents, because I'm about families, you know? And so we just make it happen, you know? And the park gets packed. I mean, parents really come out there. We call it Picnic in the Park, and they really come out there with a blanket and have a picnic with the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, on us. Like, we just make it happen.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
We got any other questions for her, Nate? No?
If you was to go back, would you? From everything, like if you was to go back, would you?
Oh, no. They couldn't offer me the biggest house, Nate. They couldn't offer me the most money. They could offer me as much as that. What's that dude's name? Iran or what's his name?
Elon Musk? Yeah.
Never.
So that was also
Never. Let me tell you, the wages that life pays, that lifestyle, partying, drinking, drugs, all that, it doesn't pay anything but death. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the lifestyle that I live right now, it pays in life, it pays in happiness, it pays in peace, it pays in joy, it pays in I have a family. Do you know what I'm saying? It pays in health. The dividends, the way it works is they can never offer me enough from what this life has to offer me.
That's beautiful.
Never.
So also,
ever.
you would say that even though you did go through that one point thing, you wouldn't change anything in your life because it made you who you are.
Oh yeah, I'm not ashamed of what my past. I did what I did. You know what I'm saying? I'm not ashamed, and I actually just grew from it.
Right.
I think for people that are in that right now, or that have come from that, you can't let that define you. You use it as fuel to fuel you to go harder, to do better. I mean, we're if you don't mind me asking questions. I mean,
of course.
Were you born with a silver spoon in your mouth? Were you born from rich? Was your mom and dad rich? Did they give you everything you wanted? You know what I'm saying? You started from what? Nothing. From nothing. Single parent, nothing, right? Okay. So you there's only two ways. You're either gonna be a victor or a victim.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Oh, say that again, mommy, please.
You're either going to be a victor or a victim.
I had never heard that.
You know what I'm saying? And so I'm not. I did that and it doesn't pay to be a victim. Everybody has a story, bro.
Everybody has a story.
I'm not being ugly and I'm not being insensitive, but we all four of us right here, even him. How old are you, baby?
12 years old.
12 years old. I bet you he can tell us some things where we'll be like,
he can.
Dang.
He sure
you know what I'm saying? He's come from probably some junk himself, right?
Yeah, my mom, she's a single mother and feeds us every day. Like
A single mother, how many,
She has
man?
to do like what she got to do, but she gets us fed. She has to do what she has to do, but she gets it done.
And how many brothers and sisters do you
I
have?
have 6 siblings.
Okay, so yeah, 6 siblings. they probably go through it, right?
Yeah.
So we all have a story, but the difference is, are we gonna let that story define us, or are you gonna write the end of your story? Because I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna push. I'm gonna go hard. Do you know what I'm saying? And you being your age, you could learn from people like us.
Yeah.
So don't smoke weed. Don't smoke weed. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that for anybody that else smokes weed. If that's what you like to do, smoke it. I'm telling you, don't smoke it. Don't attach yourself to anything that'll keep you bound from going higher. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If somebody says, okay, weed is okay, it's not gonna get you, it's not like meth, or it's not like, you know, nothing like that. But you could be better without it.
Okay.
Don't depend on that. Just keep moving. You don't need anything but the Father and the will to do better. That's it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, don't even mess with nothing else. Just go hard. Just go hard. I don't want to have to. I mean, I was a pot smoking machine, but I'll be honest with you, and I'm being real, okay? So don't be mad at me, okay?
No, I love this uncut.
My thing was this. Even though, I mean, my family smokes. You know what I'm saying? A lot of my family smokes, and it's legal now, right?
Yeah.
But I don't want anything that's gonna have me bound to where I be like, I'm gonna leave the house. Wait, let me roll a blunt real quick.
Yeah, push that
I got stuff to do, man.
Facts.
I don't have time to go buy freaking, you know,
Yeah, whatever they want.
2 G's so I can go
yeah.
so I can go out of town. I don't got time for that. I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission, man. I'm on a mission. So anything that keeps you from that will have you bound, even though it's legal.
Yep.
Just like alcohol is legal, but how many people does it have bound?
Facts.
Just, you don't need none of that,
Anything
bro.
that becomes a crush is like.
There you go.
Facts.
You don't need none of it.
Yes.
If I'm talking to you like I was talking to one of my kids, it's just that.
Yeah.
Just go. Don't do none of this stuff. You know, I was very pill dependent. For years, I depended on pills. That was my drug of choice. You know what I'm saying? And I depended it like everything. It was prescribed to me.
Damn.
It wasn't even illegal. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But I depended on that.
Yes.
Like, I'll be like, all right, let's go. We're on a mission. Let's go. We got a job. Let's go. Blah, 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 blah. Wait, where's where's those Andes at? Let me go get those Andes.
Damn.
Where's those Somas at? Do you know what I'm saying? It held me down still, even though it was, everybody said it was okay, and society said it was okay. So don't do none of that. Just go.
Yeah.
Look at people around you and learn from them without having to make the same mistakes as them. I think what a lot of us do is that we learn from our own mistakes. And that's dumb. You know? Sometimes we just have to go through it. No, we don't. No, we don't.
You can learn from other people's mistakes.
Learn from other people, man. Just learn from them, you know, and just do better.
Yeah.
And that's it. Do better. Because it's in you. Like, you, whatever you want to be. What do you want to be when you grow up?
I don't know.
You don't know yet?
I don't know yet.
I know you don't want to stay on the south side and be poor, right?
I don't.
So then whatever you want to get you there legally, the right way, I'm not even saying a college education can do that for you. I'm saying the Father God can do that for you. You know what I'm saying? And so whatever your heart desires, you can do it. You want to be an engineer? I'm telling you right now, Nathan, you're smart enough to be an engineer. It's already in you. If you want to be a restaurant owner, it's already in you, love. You could be a chain restaurant owner, buku money. You know what I'm saying? If you wanted to own an oil field business, it's already in you. So whatever your heart desires, man, God will give you everything you need to do that. You just have to act upon it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't just dream the dream. You gotta go out there and
You gotta do it.
go get it. Go get it. Sometimes you're gonna have to work harder. You know, there's a lot of times where, and I'm a big girl, so my feet be barking, my back be hurting. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if we got 4 jobs that day, guess what we're gonna do?
You can do them 4 jobs.
We're gonna do them 4 jobs. And guess what? Another Mama Ease is coming. You hear me? It's coming. It's coming. Next time you see, you're gonna come visit me, and I'm gonna be in another house.
Ooh,
I'm not gonna be here forever on the south side, and I love the south side, but the Father wants me to have more. Yeah,
It's time.
it's time. It's time. It's time.
Yeah,
It's like this, Nathan. It's like this, and I'm talking to you because you're younger, but even to all the older ones, you know. So, what I'm saying is this. So let's say this, Nathan. I always learn in visuals. So, you know, we said it's time. Like, you just have to keep growing. You can't stay in the same place, right? So if we had a seed, we talked about seeds earlier, and we put them in a flower pot, right? And we water that seed, man. It's just like with Diamond Risings.
It's gonna grow.
How far have they already come? Because I remember they came from like a little bitty baby camera, right? Maybe even a camera from the phone camera. I don't know what, but I know it was not equipment.
Yeah, I see a video from 11 years ago or 9 years ago.
Okay, so there you go, 9 years ago. I promise you, the quality is not like today's quality.
You can go back to his YouTube channel and literally look at his oldest music video, and just look at the one that he just posted up this recently.
Okay, so you see what I'm saying? So there's been progression, right? There's been growth.
Yeah,
okay, so what I'm saying is this: is like if you have a seed and you water the seed and you put in work, because you can't expect growth if you don't take care of it, if you don't do something to it, right?
Yes.
So you have to water, you have to work at it, but eventually that plant that comes out of that pot, right? The roots are already growing too much. You have to
You gotta replant it.
You gotta repot it. You gotta move it out and go take it to new soil.
Yo.
Y'all can't just stay in Hobbs. Y'all are from Hobbs, yeah.
Damn.
But do you do work in other places?
Yes.
Absolutely. Man, we just did 2 oil field jobs in the last week. We finna hit another oil field job. I thought Mama E's was just, sitting on the corner and putting in work. No, man. It's expanding. It's growing. We're growing. And because I'm putting in the work to that, you're going to see the fruit of my labor, which means we're going to grow. People in Dallas are going to call me for catering jobs, just like people in Dallas are going to call Diamond Risings to come and shoot a freaking video when there's 100 video shooters in Dallas. But they're going to want the favor. It's favor, man. It's favor. It's favor.
Yeah.
I'm grateful every time somebody calls me for a catering job. I'm grateful for every time somebody calls me for, to come set up or do a pop-up or, whatever, because that's favor. That shows me they pick me. There's so many food trucks here, and shout out to them because it's hard work,
Yes, for real.
and I respect them very much. But when I get picked, man, it's an honor every time that I get picked. And not only that, there's a different dynamic about Mama E's food truck, because the money that we make isn't going to just vacations. I will tell you this: one of my other greatest times of owning the food truck is whenever I was able to take my husband, who's always been the sole provider here.
Yes.
Okay, he's always done everything.
Yes.
I got to take him, my kids, and other family on a all-paid vacation brought to you by Mama E's. And I'm talking about, I rented them a razor. I rented them stuff to be on the beach. I saw it.
You got it.
They were like, oh, that car's tight. Take me wherever they have that car at. Take me wherever we rent that car at. Because we're renting it for them. Because, you can rent stuff like that or whatever. We ate at restaurants where the bill was, I had never, maybe everybody else has, but I had never paid $600 and $700 for one meal.
Wow.
We did.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jesus. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
It was amazing. But I'll tell you this, that was just on the little 10% that we give back to myself.
Yeah.
The little profit that I make. Because 90% of the food truck money, 90% of the food truck money.
Wait a minute. Hold on. You was able to pay full expense trips, pay for razors, rent razors,
houses
food,
with swimming pools.
On 10% of the
10%. Because my other 90 goes back into the church and to the community. Yes, sir.
That's crazy love right there. You gave yourself the title.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's crazy love, because that right there is still you sowing all your work. You know what I mean? That's your love, and it comes back to you tenfold.
I mean, it's visual. It's sitting in my driveway.
Yes, you got both.
That's
trucks.
money. Yeah, if I sold them right now, I could go put me a fat down payment on a brand new house.
Man.
Yeah, and pay my car off.
But you already know that those 2 trucks is gonna do
that's come on.
Man, I ain't playing with
that's just like, whenever I hate to refer to that, but like the dope game,
Yeah,
it's
no,
just,
for sure. No, again, that it helped mold your mind to where how stuff can really go. It's principles.
We flipping and flipping and flipping.
And that's for anybody who still is selling dope out there. That there's another way that you can use your mentality and your mind to something.
If they were smart, they would get their dope money that they. This is advice, man. If you're out there selling dope and all you got is dope money, and you think that buying some Jordans and maybe some jewelry is all right, man, there's another way to invest that money, because God will use even the bad money to help you do good.
Right.
Use that money and invest it to build yourself and build your family a foundation that no man can take from you. The feds can't take Mama E's from me.
Cause that stuff is clean.
You heard me? You heard me?
I hear it loud and clear.
The feds can't take it, baby.
Yeah, for real.
The enemy can't take it.
No, the hater can't take it.
The haters can't take it.
Cause you cruising, you making good money, and it's like and it's still in you. Like you said, that hood is in you. Everything is the same way. The hustle, the grind, everything you doing. It's just
a better cause.
A better cause. It's like instead of putting it in a plastic bag, you put that stuff in a styrofoam plate for people to go through.
You heard me?
I hear it.
You heard me?
All the time. Mama E, anything that you want to tell people, the floor is yours. It's all you, girl.
Honestly, I'm just. It's a privilege for y'all guys to even say, "Hey, we want to, interview you." I mean, it's an honor that you guys would even come back here with me. I think just for myself and all, I just want people to know that that there's so much more, And don't ever sell yourself short because of your background or your mistakes, because they don't define you. I don't care if you've been the worst mom, the worst dad. I don't care what drugs you've been hooked on. I don't care how many mistakes you've made. I don't care how you were brought up or how many traumatic things happened in your life. There's still a purpose and a plan for you.
Yes.
And you can overcome and you can be everything that the Father God paid for you to be and has birthed you to be, like what He's called you to be, And you have to believe in yourself, It took me a long time to finally get that confidence and say, like, I'm worthy and I'm good stuff.
Yes.
And I'm going to make it.
Yes.
I'm going to make it. This is not the last you hear about Mama E's.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm telling you, they're going to want me even more and more. I'm talking about, like, Food Network stuff. I'm talking about, like, New York City. My mind isn't, now the way I think is not, it's not so small. Do you know what I'm saying?
Because you know it's true. Everything that you
Anything
think God
that I
can
want,
give you.
I could desire.
Yeah.
And so it's expanded. Why can't I?
Yeah.
Of course, you can have the naysayers and people be like, yeah, right.
Yeah,
She's
and
a food truck, you know?
always try to give you the little doubt.
Yeah,
Everything.
But for me, it's just like, no, there's so much more than just the food that we're giving out, It's just so much more,
Yes, ma'am.
And I just want people to know that just the way He did it for me, He'll do it for you. He'll do it for you. He'll do it for you. He'll do it for Diamond Risings. He'll do it for anybody who really wants it, And I'm super blessed and I'm super honored that you guys would even give me some airtime,
Yes,
and let me talk with y'all.
It's mostly our pleasure, you know what I mean? Because the stories, I think I had just a wonderful time listening to the beginnings and then like through the trials and everything. Yeah, it was like a movie. So I think everybody else is going to enjoy the same thing. I was on the edge of my chair the whole time, like, please let me know this is where the good ending is. Because, like, for real, like, you see the movies and stuff like that, some movies don't even have good ending no more. You know what I mean? Some people don't make it, but the fact that you went through the bottom of the barrel and found your way out, you know what I mean? And now you can give it to God and you can definitely say that you did it. That's a story that anybody can follow. Like, you literally showed a blueprint.
Yeah.
Of how people can reach from nothing, from $3 to $2.95 in their bank account, to racks on racks with Ziploc bag looking like I am Al Capone.
Man.
Right.
The feeling was surreal.
Surreal, huh?
I feel like I was the one. On the other side of that table.
Yeah.
It's like, how much do you want to give down? How much percentage do you give down? Did you get a loan from the bank? Do you want us to finance you? And I'm like, pah.
Well.
No. It's full.
Full.
She's counting it, and I'm just seeing hundreds just stacked, and I'm just like,
And when we counted it already.
Even my husband and my brother are looking at me like, that's all you. That's
He's like, I didn't even know she had all that.
Yeah. I was patient, man, though. But let me tell you, I didn't. That's another thing. I didn't go duck it off. Like, I didn't just go buy me like every pair of shoes. I didn't go buy me, all these things that I wanted. I was diligent, man.
Yes.
I was diligent. We're not going on vacation.
Yes.
Because you know what? We're finna put this up.
Yes.
It's a plan. And you have to be what's the word? Disciplined, man.
Yes.
Discipline. You have to be disciplined and tell yourself no.
Yes.
Especially because we don't have that. It's not handed to us.
There's no
You know what I'm saying?
self-discipline.
If you want new equipment, if I want a new refrigerator in there, we're not gonna go get them J's because I like stuff like that.
Exactly. You can get them later on down the line when we get it.
This refrigerator is gonna help me flip it, and I'm gonna get 5 instead of 1 pair. You know?
Exactly. That's delayed gratification right
Yeah.
there, and people don't understand that. They want instant gratification.
No, you can't. It's not microwave stuff here.
No,
You
yeah.
gotta
It's
work. You
gourmet.
gotta burn. You gotta wait. It takes time. It
Yes.
takes time.
You can't
and
rush
it takes
perfection.
work. Like your hopes and dreams are just. It doesn't work like that. You can't just say like, oh, well, I want to do this one day. You got to really go out there and do it. And if you don't own a business and you want to, it's $25 to go to. Look how simple this is.
Wow.
Go to the city of Hobbs, right?
Yeah.
And you go get your business license.
Yep. Your little LLC.
$25.
Yeah, for real. State of New Mexico. Yep. For real. You legitimately your 501. Yeah, literally. $25.
What you doing?
Playing around, trying to do something else.
Get it, man.
That dub, you could have, that little ace that you were trying to spend that $25 on.
Gone, preach.
Gone. You could have went and
Gone, preach on there.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You can go ahead and get that. Yeah, you can go ahead and get that little business that you wanted for. That business right there, nothing.
makes
you
you way more bread.
You don't know who's behind you. You don't know who's all behind you. You know what I mean? The people that support Mama E can support you as long as they see you putting in the work. And as long as you got God in your heart, because I think that's what the motivating factor was. Because a lot of people can still try the same thing, but they don't have God in their heart. At least they don't want God in their heart. And that's what makes the difference of them. You know what I mean? That's what makes the difference.
We might be friends after today.
All day, Mama E.
We might be friends after today. You're talking some wisdom now. You're talking some wisdom. You're not just talking. You're talking some wisdom now. It's a difference.
Yeah.
It's a difference.
Yeah.
And even there is some people that are super successful here in Hobbs, the surrounding areas, and in the world, and they have millions and millions of dollars. But if you don't have the Father, that's what I was explaining to you, Nate. If you don't have the Father, the Father gives you things that no money could ever buy. Money can't buy you peace. Millionaires are ducking themselves off.
Yes. Having
they're killing themselves, man.
Blowing brains
Are they not?
out. Yes.
Are they not?
Yes. Or doing
they're doing that, and they got us because we come from poverty. We're like, dang, if I had $1 million, you know what would I've already spent my million. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever done that? And be like, I would do this and this and this and this, right?
Yeah.
If only if I had that. If only I had that. But these people have that
and more
and more,
mm-hmm.
and they still hate their life.
Yep.
Never run out.
Yeah, and then
they still hate their life. Why do they hate their life? Because there's no peace, man.
Yeah.
There's no joy. There's no tranquility.
Yes.
There's no happiness.
Yes.
There's no true that, and you can only get that in the Father.
Amen.
Point blank. From God. That's it.
Point blank. Period,
just Him.
man.
That's
If
it.
you're not with God, then
Then you're not with it.
Yeah, man.
That's it. If you're not with God, you're not with it.
You're not with it.
Get with it, right?
Yeah.
Get with
If
it.
you're not with God, you're not with it, so you need to get with it, Mama.
That's right. Hey.
I think I'm gonna end it on that note, because that right there is like the fire thing. If you're not with God, you gotta get with it.
That's right, man.
You know what I mean? Because you're not with it. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that.
Get with it, huh?
You better get with it.
For real. Well, this is the Backyard Story. It's your boy G. Bruce here. We have my homeboy Nate. You know what I mean? You're going to be looking out for him because he's going to be everywhere now, because this man right here is a bright mind. You stay looking out for him. And, of course, we had the wonderful Mama E. Mama E, this was a beautiful thing. I was like, man, next time, you know what I mean? We might have to come through and do a showcase of some of the food that you're doing, how that function works out.
Let's do it. I was doing that. Let's get one set up, man.
Mm-hmm.
I got a homeboy that got an immaculate house, and we could get in there. Got a pool in the backyard.
You know what I'm saying? Like you talk about Food Network, we can bring Food Network to.
Don't play with me, because I've tried, but I don't have. Let me tell y'all real quick. I know it's on live and everything, but I'm gonna tell you, or on here, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm not a camera person.
Right.
So I can't do all that, you know what I'm saying? But I have the place. I have everything ready to set up. I need the people put in my place. Lord, did you bring them to my backyard for this?
Well, you know what I mean? What if I could be by the side and I'm out, talking with you, and you just chopping it up with me? Well, you know, like how we just did it.
And we had over 100 and something views on live last time. I mean, people were sharing it. We had, I think, like 10K people, at the end.
And then people can pull up and, live as we were cooking, so you can have actually people coming there and getting fed while we're doing the stuff. You know what I mean?
Don't play with me.
Online.
Yeah. You talk to Diamond Rising. Diamond Rising get it set up for you.
I would love to do that. Honestly, yeah. I would love to do that. Yeah. Of course, even set me up a whole thing where it has my logo like spinning and like the whole, you know what I'm talking about, like to go live.
Yeah.
Like everything already on there. Yeah. And then like when people like it, it does something different. When people love it, he set up the whole thing on a flat.
Yeah, he's a gamer.
Whatever.
I forgot. He knows.
Yeah. So he knows all that kind of stuff.
Oh my gosh. Damn.
So I mean, I would love that.
Yeah.
I mean, and be looking out for that, because I really want that. That's the heart, like that's one of my desires is to branch out to YouTube and stuff like that, to get people seeing me more than just on Facebook Live.
Do you have a YouTube channel?
I do.
Okay.
I don't have any content.
Yeah.
I have one video that Donovan made me. That's it. But I would love to. Man, after this goes off, I'm going to tell you all the ideas, and you're just going to be flabbergasted.
Okay, well, you know what I mean? We done gave y'all enough jewels and gems and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And this is why I like being podcasted, because I'm going to cut this off, and I get to get the juice stuff after all this.
Yeah.
Man, I'm going to say right now, see y'all later, man. Nate, you got anything to say for the people out there?
All right, then see y'all later. See y'all next time.
Man, all right, we're going to holler at y'all, man. We signing out. Peace out.